So first up in the tramline series is the Mountain Division. This board was refined quite a bit post-samples last year, so I'm going to go over some of the details of that. We've got the baseline, the base of it is the Free the Ride camber profile. We've got a powerful positive camber running through 3/4 of the board underfoot. In this zone right at your front binding, it transitions into a straight camber, so it's positive camber, straight camber, and then up in the nose it actually goes into a early rise rocker. And the way that functionally works is when the board's unloaded, the contact points are out here. When you press it out, the contact point rolls back. I've talked about many times before why that subtle detail is important, is that is not just rocker that's just sitting up there flapping. It's actually got a bit of preload to it, because when you press it out, you stress the fibers and actually give it some preload. The preload is nice because the board is ready to engage in a turn or ready to absorb an inconsistency in the snow. It doesn't just flop up and pull the whole board off the snow. That's one of the reasons we really believe strongly in that camber profile. Some other new technologies for this year. We've got our carbon thruster turbo rods. This is a graphic sample, it does not have it, but what we've got is our turbo rods, which are carbon rods sleeved to snap back with carbon power, but also dampen out quickly, but oriented from the insert area down and diagonally out to the rear contact point. So instead of what you see here, they're actually going to go out to here and out to here. You'll see that configuration on the Ravine as well, so you'll be able to just see it. One of the improvements we were able to make with the factory change, we went to a center true sidewall, which is an HDPE centered sidewall. So it's actually much stronger than sidewalls we've had on this board in the past, which is exciting for us. For 2019, we've added a couple of new sizes, a 160 wide and a 164 wide. Those waist widths are a 264 and a 265 waist width, I believe. So you're going to be able to get those bigger footed riders on this board. You've been talking about it for years and they haven't been able to get on it, unfortunately. A couple of things I wanted to point out on this board. One more new technology I don't want to forget to cover is the Buzzkill Dampening. This board is got a pretty long nose, pretty full nose, and it's actually a very serious all-mountain freeride board. And as such, people are generally going very fast on it. And when you're going very fast in variable condition snow, you get a lot of impacts in the nose. And so what we've done this year is we have this Buzzkill technology where we've actually milled radial channels in the core through this area, and we have an inlay in there of an elastomer. And what that inlay does is, as this tip is deflected upward, it dissipates the energy. So instead of a chunk of snow hitting the board and lifting it up off the snow, breaking your contact with the snow and sending you out of control basically, this is designed to absorb that energy and maintain contact through the forebody of the board. So it's really nice. It's not too damp, it just makes it a real powerful board. One difference I do want to point out on this board from, say, the Ravine, this board has a straight radial side cut. It does not have taper, and it does not have the new 3D nose shape that the new Ravine has, I'll talk about in a minute. The reasons for that is this board is really a very serious all-mountain board, and to that end, we want it to be very precise and very predictable in variable conditions. Taper tends to wash out, becomes a little unpredictable. 3D gives a little bit of vagueness sometimes to the nose. And when you're in kind of sketchy situations where, fail you die type situations, we want the board to be as predictable and precise as possible. And that's one reason why you'll see some spec differences between this board and the Ravine that we'll cover next. So the 2019 Mountain Division, great board.